What's good, y'all? This is your host, Adam, and welcome to the Tier List, a video game podcast. And this is the Season 2 recap. We are here again. Season 2 ended recently. 6 great games, more than 6 great guests. And I have a special friend with me. This man is now contractually obligated to help me on recap shows and other things. Welcome to Brian. What up, Brian?
Hola.
Patreon producer.
Estoy aprendiendo como hablo español.
How about you write me a mystery in Spanish and then we'll talk. We'll have fun with that. But yeah, Brian, thank you for coming on, doing a recap. Brian's over on the Patreon, patreon.com/the tier list. He writes in votes, things that you can do as well. And you could have affected these votes, but it's too late. But you can go to patreon.com/the tier list and you could help change the votes.
I'm doing my part.
You are doing your part. So what we have decided to do, all the votes between the host that were on the show and then the audience out there, you get a vote. We get a definitive place where we put on the tier list. So we're going to go ahead and start at the very beginning. The first episode of Season 2. Brian joined me for the Sherlock Holmes The Awakened episode. We both gave the game a C on my patented tier list. A C is good games. This tier could be recommended to those who enjoy something unique or a cult classic, swimming in sevens, or a game enjoyed by diehard fan base who want the game to get its flowers. That is the C tier. Me and you both decided to put the game there. Do you still feel that's right? I mean, it's done and over with. There's nothing you could do at this moment. But reflecting back on that game, do you still think that's a fair assessment?
First of all, I forgot that was Season 2. I thought that was a Season 1 game.
No.
So I guess I did play a game in Season 2.
Yes.
If I had it to do over again, I would do it over again, give it a C. But it was a joyful, happy, lovely C.
That's a C that I love. That's a C that I love like an A or something like that. It was good. Over on the Patreon, people were also able to vote. Brian, what were the votes over on Patreon in case it changes where this tier ranking goes?
Sherlock received 50% B, 50% C.
50 and 50 for C. And then over on the straw poll, we had more votes over there. It is 100% in the C tier. So I think basically every vote is C tier, so that it ends up leaving Sherlock Holmes The Awakened, the first episode featuring Brian, directly in the C tier. Now, I do remember, I'm pretty sure you said that I'm going to go on Patreon and vote for B tier, just in case I feel differently about it. But is that true? Are you the one who gave it that B vote?
It be a high C.
Yeah, that's you. Very good. All right, so Sherlock Holmes The Awakened is officially in the C tier. First game. Very good. Next up, we're going to move on to Alan Wake 2. Stephanie from Boss Rush joined me to talk all about that video game where you horror mystery game. Third-person action game. Very fun, very cool. On that episode, me and Stephanie both agreed that Alan Wake 2 is an S-tier video game. S-tier, a masterclass in gaming. This tier represents an all-time great, something easily recommended to all gamers. Pinnacle of the genre, top 25 of all time, or near perfect could describe games placed here. Me and Stephanie both are really like Alan Wake 2. I know we talked beforehand that you haven't played all of these games, but are you a Remedy guy at all? Do you like Alan Wake? Anything? Any thoughts on Remedy in general?
Well, you know what's funny?
What's that?
I've just discovered if I don't vote, I can't see the votes. So I'm about to vote.
You can just vote for wherever you want. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Well, here, I'll tell you what. I played Alan Wake 1.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I would have called it back then maybe a B. And I've heard very positive things about this one. So I'm going to split the difference between your S and my B and give this one an A, which leads to a Patreon total of 50% S, 50% A.
Okay. And over on the straw poll, we had the majority over there went S as well. Good amount of votes. But yeah, by the way, shout out, more votes this season than last season, which I'm very happy to see growth. So that's very cool. So I think, with everything said and done between the host and everyone there, that's firmly in the S tier. I mean, it's basically every vote went for an S tier, except for the fake one you gave at the last second. So By the way, Brian is checking the Patreon while I'm checking the straw poll. That's why I'm having Brian check that stuff out. So yeah, that game is our one of the few games on this show that gets overwhelmingly S tier. I believe that Jill Grote came on to talk about Tunic, and we both gave it an S, and I think the audience were also overwhelmingly S in that one as well. So Alan Wake 2 joins Tunic in that elite group of video games. Next up, oh man, I had a fun time with this one. Yakuza Like a Dragon. I had Mr. Hawks on from the Story Motors podcast. Mr. Hawks enjoyed the game. We talked all about it, and I was just waiting in the grass to give the first ever D in the tier list. So I gave Yakuza Like a Dragon a D. Mr. Hawks gave it an A tier. So there's a bit of a difference of opinion on that one.
Wow.
I mean, here's the thing. And it's not, I knew he was going to pick that game, ahead of time or whatever, and I gave it the real college try. I played almost 20 hours of this RPG, which he's like, oh, you just started the game. I'm like, that's not a positive. I know we're thinking that's a fun joke. It's not. I really, really struggle with this series specifically. And I've talked about it just like Japanese games in general, just like, I played that game for 20 hours. I think I played 4 hours of that video game, and the rest of it was all cutscenes. Man, it's really tough for me. And again, here's the thing though. I like Ichiban. There's fun characters in there, goofy, but it's just like watching people be goofy for 14 hours straight, and I haven't even started the game. It's just like, I can't, guys. I can't. So I had to throw that in. For just a quick reference, A is what Mr. Hawks gave it. Excellence in gaming, widely regarded as fantastic games most people would enjoy playing. This tier can represent personal favorites or games that stand out amongst the best in its genre or Game of the Year material. And D, my favorite tier that I have here, is Sicko games. This tier can be recommended to those who are into the weird outlier games that are mostly remembered as trivia answers. Far from perfect and not necessarily good, this tier could be a game you hold close to your heart, but no, it's not for most people. And yeah, for me, it's like, I'm glad you Yakuza people like these video games. I do not care. I do not want to play this. I will not continue to play this series. No, thank you. So yeah, A for him, D for me. What did the Patreon say, Brian?
This is really fascinating to me because, for one, it's so divisive. But also, I tried playing Yakuza 0.
Okay.
And I haven't listened to your Yakuza episode yet, and you just made me really want to listen to it. But I'm curious. Give me just a quick overview of how what was your opinion on the gameplay and the handling and the controls?
The actual gameplay was fun. It's more of a it's not a brawler like it used to be. It's more of a turn-based, but like you're like a 3D arena, so like positioning sort of matters, but it's a turn-based, like you're picking your attacks and stuff. It's not the brawler of some of the older Yakuza games. So it is a new style in that way.
And not tactical turn-based, but more like JRPG.
More like JRPG turn-based, but in a 3D arena is what it is. Yeah, that's the gameplay. Which is also, that's another thing. I'm not in love with just normal turn-based games. I will give it a little bit of credit because it puts it in a 3D arena. So it's like, oh, this attack is a sweeping range, so this guy, if I'm on this side, I will actually do more damage to everyone around because I physically have to move to that area to do the attack. So like, okay, there's a little more depth to it, but it is a turn-based, pressing the menu and like kick, heal, whatever. It is all that,
Here's what's interesting to me is that had you put Yakuza 0 in this tier list, I would have given it a D.
You don't like Yakuza either, huh?
No, I just really... There was some sort of weird delay in the controls where you push the thumbstick forward. It takes a beat, and then he moves and responds. And it bugged me enough that I DNF'd the game. I did not finish. So I'm going to give my fake vote, having never played this game, a solid C. Okay. And that means the results are 50% C, 50% B.
Man, this one is all over the place. So you had your fake one, which you might not pay attention to. That would be another B. Again, Mr. Hawks gave it an A. I gave it a D. Over on the straw poll, we've got evenly split up, S, A, and B. And then you gave it that. So that's the
Incredible.
doing the
What a
math.
divisive franchise.
I mean, it's legitimately every single thing on the tier list was chosen for this video game. The only one that has overlap, because you said it was a C and a B over there. I mean, C was the fake one, but it was C and a B. And honestly, between A and D, and then also based on these very split votes, I think I had to put it on B, because B is the only one that received more than one vote, and also like like what's in the middle of like the top of the list and the bottom of the list is the middle of the list. So I think that means Yakuza Like a Dragon ends up at a B.
Well, I actually
do my
just
math
ran the
correctly.
I just ran the numbers in my head with my homeschool math,
Oh,
and
God.
it came out exactly B.
Is it a B? Okay.
Yeah.
Homeschool to the rescue. I believe that that was correct that time. So yeah, no, that's funny. That ends up in a B. That is easily the most divisive game we've ever had. Yeah. Everyone just voting something completely different is wild to me. I don't look at these ahead of time. I literally didn't look at this until this moment. Crazy. But yeah, I gave that a D, man. I was not worried about it. I was like, brother, I love you, Mr. Hawks. I do not like this video game. Let's move on.
You got to get to the 50-hour mark. Then you'll start to like
Then it gets good. Listen, I can give you a couple. I'll give you maybe 3 to 5 hours if it's like a long RPG. Do not tell me I need to play for 25 hours before it gets good. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I will not do it. Next up, a game that was less divisive on the podcast, but more divisive on the internet, Mixtape, which is a game that came out this year. It's a game...
Mixtape, mixed reviews.
Mixtape, mixed reviews, but a lot of people seem to like it. That is the game where the coming-of-age story, you play as a John Hughes movie, a lot of different activities, and it's all based around music and stuff. That one, on the episode, it was me, Claire and Kanisha from Date With Us podcast, and all of us on the show gave it an A. Everyone on the show itself said, hey, that is an A-tier video game. I think we read A already before. Excellence in gaming, Game of the Year material. And that's what I said. I just listened to the very end of it. I was like, at the moment, if I had to make a top 6, I think Mixtape would be there. It might be number 6. I'm not saying it's at the top of my list, but I think it would be on there. So at the moment I gave it an A. They also very much enjoyed it. What does the Patreon say about divisive Mixtape?
My favorite thing was that you were like, yo, this is some white people music.
Oh, I knew one song in that soundtrack, and it was because it was on the Transformers movie, and everything else I had no idea.
Although, even though I'm a pretentious indie music listener, I actually didn't know as many as I thought I would once I looked it up. But I did listen to this episode of you guys talking, and I feel like with my imaginary vote, this would be a game I would like. So we currently have 50% A and 50% A.
Oh, so 2 A's.
Yeah.
Funny thing here, similar to another game on this list. Every single vote for Mixtape was in the A tier. Every vote on Straw Poll, every vote on Patreon, and every vote on the show was for the A tier. So Mixtape, A tier video game. That's where it ends. Was not expecting. I thought that, again, that's the thing where it's like the internet is divisive, but it's like, and is the internet real people? Probably, obviously not. It's not people that are taking their time to go to Straw Poll and Patreon.
Most of the Mixtape stuff you see on the internet was rated by Russian bots.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's my theory.
Unrelated. Superman, the James Gunn movie, when all the people online are mad are just monkeys that Lex Luthor like forced to write stuff on the computer. Very funny. That's everyone who's mad about Mixtape. Very good. So that's solidly in the A tier. By the way, for people watching the video, currently we have one game in every tier except for D. Alan Wake in S, Mixtape in A, Yakuza Like a Dragon in B, and Sherlock Holmes The Awakened in C. Just a nice boop, 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 boop. We'll see if that changes with the next one. The next game that was on the list, a game that I did not know existed, a movie I had not seen, Rocky Horror Picture Show, the video game, which is a 8-bit side-scroller platformer, sort of a send-up to, movie tie-in video games of yore. But that game is more recent than that. That game, I gave a C on the tier list, and then my guest, Keaton, gave it a B, which is B. I don't think that's the only one we haven't talked about yet. B is great games. This tier can be recommended to fans of the genre or hardcore players, represent generally well-received games popular in their time, or represented by a sizable fan base. So yeah, that was a B and a C on the actual episode itself. Brian, what happened over on the Patreon?
I'll give this one. Out of character, for character's sake, I have to give this one a D because I am notoriously homophobic as a closeted gay man, and also because in our TTRPG campaign, I killed the mechanical raccoon of our lesbian non-binary person, and I was labeled homophobic. So I'm giving this one an imaginary D.
This guy, he's awful.
Interestingly enough, that's the only vote.
Interesting. Also, interesting over on the straw poll, this game got a D on the straw poll.
Wow.
Which is interesting for me. So that means a B, a C, and a D are this game's.
So many homophobes listening to this podcast.
I think it's just people don't like Tim Curry. Well, it's also the thing where like,
I do like Tim Curry though. That's a fun.
I didn't know that it was him in the movie. I had no idea. I think the thing with this game, the biggest issue is that it is like an hour-long video game. Like it is very short. Like you do, and it's just like the plot of the movie apparently, and then you just like you run around and do the plot, and then the game's over.
I've never seen the movie, and normally I don't play movie games. What did you give it?
I gave it a C because I did enjoy it. Like it's fun, and I recognize the Time Warp song and everything. So it's like, yeah, it's a serviceable platformer, but it is a platformer based on a movie I had not seen.
Was it pretty good just as a game if it wasn't based on a movie?
Yeah, it's fine. It would have been like, oh, this is a fun platformer that I would have played in 1994.
Okay.
But to me, that's all it was. But yeah, I think if you tally those up, B, C, and a D, I think that leaves it in the C tier. So Rocky Horror Picture Show is in the C tier, but I'm going to put it behind Sherlock Holmes because I think Sherlock Holmes is a better C tier game than Rocky Horror Picture Show.
This is such a mid-C game.
Yeah, there's a high C game and a mid C game. So that's where that goes. Now we're going to move on to our last episode of the season. This was Final Fantasy VI. I had Finn from Nolan Nerdcast come on and talk about it. I gave it...
This is hardcore JRPG, right?
Oh, this is JRPG as it gets. I gave the game an A.
Hot damn!
An A tier. I did not finish the game for what it's worth because the game is very long and I had like a week and a half, so I did not be able to do that. Finn gave it an S. Finn was like... It was a really cool episode, not knowing much about that game at all. It's like there's so many influences and like... It was... A lot of people were like 7 is the Final Fantasy game that like popularized like the series and the genre, but a lot of the fans are like 6 is the best one. Like 6 had the most innovation and like was going for the most things. Like there's, not spoilers for a 30-year-old video game, but like halfway through the video game, the bad guy wins and like the world gets destroyed. And then the second half of the video game is you like in a ruined world, like trying to come back and trying to find everyone else because that might be dead. So it's like, oh, no one had ever seen like that in a video game. And it was like the last time, this is all according to Finn, like the last time in a Final Fantasy game where like you had like a thief character and a this character, because after that it's like everyone can do everything and it doesn't feel like it used to feel. So I think a lot of people are like, they like 6 more than 7, but 7's a popular one. Anyways, Finn gave it an S. I give it an A. I'm going to go now to the straw poll. But Brian, tell me what happened over there on the Patreon.
I am impressed that you, an anti-turn-based combat person, gave it an A.
Yeah?
I hate turn-based combat, so I'm giving it a D. Whoa. That means 50% D, 50% S.
S. Okay. When I went over to the straw poll, every single vote on the straw poll was also for the S tier. But Brian, there's a thing that was implemented last time. Because my buddy Dave Jackson came on and talked about Resident Evil 4, the original. He made me play the original. He did not want to play the remake. He wanted to play the original. And at the time, here's the thing. When you're doing these episodes, you're talking to people, you can get caught up in the hype. And that's awesome when people are like, oh, this is great, and they get you excited. But sometimes I had to reflect. So implemented it last season recap. Rule change. where I'm allowed to change one vote in a video game and change the tier that I want to put it in. And I love that everybody voted for an S. Finn, everyone in the audience said S tier. Brian, you're making a good point. I don't like turn-based games that much. Straight up turn-based, looking at a screen, looking at a menu. And as much as I can listen to Finn talk all day, that man's great. I love him to death. I've thought about it some more. I went back and tried to play a little bit more of the game. I'm going to bump it down to a B tier. I'm not totally disrespecting it and saying it's a garbage game, because I do see the influences. I see all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's an old game. I don't have nostalgia for it. And I don't really love the genre. So I don't want to be like, I was almost not going to use the rule change this season. But I went back and I was like, no. For me, this game isn't as impressive. I'm not like obsessed with this game. I do appreciate a lot of stuff about it, and there's cool stuff about it. But I'm just moving it from A, excellent, down to B, great.
So what does that make for the ratio of S to B? How many people do you know?
Well, the ratio is 5-1. If we're looking at total votes, I believe it's that. So here's the thing. Oh, yeah, Rocky Horror is there. Let me pull over my Final Fantasy VI little thing. So here's the thing. Everyone gave it S. I give it B. I don't think my 1B should really pull it all the way to A. What's the question?
Nah.
Do you think it goes to the top of A, or do you think it's the back end of S?
I think it's a low S.
I think so, too. I think it's back end of S based on me changing it down to a B. Because, yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, as you can see on this list, when you give Adam a Japanese RPG, you are not in for a good... That's not an easy sell for your boy. So, but...
That's the thing. Credit. If you and I enjoyed JRPGs, we probably would have been giving it an S.
Yeah. We don't, though. We just don't. It is what it is. I like using my time for good. But no. I'm still going to... Even though I moved it to a B, I'm not disrespecting it. People love it. I saw the what it was doing, and I can appreciate it. So we're just going to put that in the back of S. We're not going to move it down to an A. So the final rankings for Season 2 of the tier list of Video Game Podcast is Alan Wake at the top of the S tier. Final Fantasy VI at the back end of the S tier. Mixtape solidly in the A tier. Yakuza Like a Dragon somehow surviving to be in the B tier. Sherlock Holmes The Awakened at the top of C tier. We call it a high C. And the Rocky Horror Show video game at the back end of the C tier. Brian, you were there for the Season 1 recap. You were a part of Season 2 and also here for the Season 2 recap. How do you feel about this season overall? I know, again, we talked about you haven't played every game on here. Do you think it's a good collection of games? Do you think that the list itself is interesting? And what are your thoughts on my product?
I really like that people brought some duds. I know that when you launched this, people were excited to be like hype their favorite games, but I'm happy that there was some controversy, and I'm disappointed that we didn't get a D. And
a full D.
If you'll have me back on for Season 3, I would love to bring a guaranteed disaster.
That's what another thing I love about Season 2, because yeah, as you were saying, Season 1, everyone would bring their favorite game and all that stuff. I told you before you came on, I was like, let's do some weird stuff. Like, I think it's more, obviously it's great to talk about a game that you absolutely love and everyone thinks is great. That's cool. But I do like talking about weird stuff. I do like talking about, again, even though it's the bottom of this list, the Rocky Horror Show video game. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. What a weird, interesting thing to talk about. Again, Sherlock Holmes, awesome. I like that there are weirder, more interesting things here instead of just, this is the best game ever made, which are also fun to have, but I like the variety. So yeah, if you bring me a D tier, but if it's fun at least, I'm in for it, bro. We can do that. I will not be mad.
I like that Rocky Horror Picture Show got mentioned too, simply because it's an oddball, but I am a little disappointed that it was one that the person loved and you were middle of the road. I would love to get a movie game that's just hot trash.
Just a real bad, but it has to be fun. Here's the thing. It's just like...
No, it doesn't. Let's make ourselves miserable.
No, if someone brings a miserable game, they have to want to talk about it. That's what I'm saying. You can bring a bad game, but you better be bringing some hot facts and some interesting things, because it's got to be interesting at least.
Okay, I will find one and I will play through to find out if it's even worth talking about how bad it is, say nothing of how whether it has any merits.
Yeah,
And if I
it's got to
find
be a
one,
fun bad. Just like
I'll share it with you.
I listen to How Did This Get Made all the time, and they are good at picking bad movies that are fun to talk about. That's what you got to do. Maybe Vertigo. Maybe we finally play and beat Vertigo. What's his name? That guy. What's the guy's name?
That was not a bad game, by the way.
What's his name? What's his name? I feel like an idiot.
You're talking about Alfred Hitchcock?
Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, the video game, not based on the movie by Alfred Hitchcock. That could be a game we could cover on this.
Which
podcast.
Cozy Bear saw in a store, a physical copy.
That's upsetting.
And he didn't buy it.
It's awful. It's awful. But yeah, that's the rankings, everybody. Thank you. Season 3 begins in the beginning of August. So very shortly, we will have a new season of the tier list, the last season for the year that'll run us all the way through December. But in the meantime, there will be another special edition episode of the tier list. The last one we had Jerica, Kayla, and Patrick come on, and they all had secret tier lists, and they had to try to guess each other's list and rankings. I'm doing another one of those before season 3 begins, so keep an eye out for that. Brian, again, thank you for coming on. Is there anything you want to talk about or plug or anything before we get out of here?
If you want to see my stuff, just go to timetodiRPG.com.
Or catch him on patreon.com/thetierlist and go say hi to Brian. We'll have a good time. Thank you again, everyone. It's been a fun ride, and I've really enjoyed the show. And have a good one, y'all.